Hi, today I'm on the Camperdown to Timboon rail trail. I'm actually starting at the Timboon end because the Camperdown end doesn't actually connect all the way through anymore. It only goes up to a certain point. So I'm going the other direction, and I'm not going to do the section by road from the last bit up into Camperdown. So I couldn't come by train today, otherwise if it connected I would have been able to. There is a train station at Camperdown. It's also known as the Crater to Coast rail trail, or Crater to Coast trail I suppose they call it. So I'm in Timboon now. It's a nice little town. If you come here, you definitely want to stop at the distillery and the ice creamery. They're the two must-stop places here. I've never done this trail before, so I'm taking you on the first time ever, and I've actually brought my mountain bike with me this time because according to the Rail Trails website, this one is a bit more of a mountain bike style trail. So I should go about 29 kilometers hopefully, and then I'll turn around and come back the same way. I hope you enjoy it with me. So I'm just approaching 3k's from Timboon now. So far it's all been downhill and the track's been pretty good condition. Surroundings are beautiful. We've got ferns and really quite dense forest here. It's a fairly windy day, but I'm well protected. I can't feel any wind down on the trail, even though I can hear it up in the treetops. I'm sure I'll get exposed to it a little bit later on though, but so far, what a nice ride. The first little stopping place along the way. This is what used to be a town called Curdy. There was a lime works here and it was quite thriving in the day, but now there's just a little bit of a platform left and a shelter with its name on it, nothing else. But I'm about 4 or so kilometers from Timboon. All been downhill so far, all been very easy. I'll keep going, I'll see how well it goes. One of my favourite parts of any old railway history is the trestle bridge. This one's part of the trail. You can ride across the top of it, as I just did. This is the Curdy's River Bridge. It's been restored a few years ago and it's in beautiful condition. Easy to ride over the top. Always nice to see one of these. Here's another old railway bridge. This one hasn't been restored and I don't think you'd want to try and climb it or cross it, but looks beautiful, all overgrown here, nice rustic feel. Adds a real feel of the railway history to the trail and just looks nice in amongst all the trees. I quite like it. Carrying on past that last bridge, and the tracks are still in place here. We're riding in between the tracks. It's a little bit rough. I don't think you'd really go so well on a normal bike, but with a mountain bike it's actually pretty easy. It's certainly not a mountain bike trail as such. It's just a little bit easier on a mountain bike because of all the roots and bumps. Still very nice surroundings though. Bit over 6 kilometers in. Still nice. So I've progressed about 6 kilometers out from Timboon here. It's a little bit rough going, it's quite slow, the road's sort of overgrown with roots and everything, but it's not overgrown with plants, so you don't have to dodge trees or anything as you're going, so it's still very easy, but it's not fast, but it's absolutely beautiful. You know, a lot of the rail trails kind of go through dry bush, which is sort of typical in Victoria, but this is one that's very dense, very ferny, different kind of bush. We're following a river here, so we've got one trestle bridge after another that sort of you can see all overgrown. It really nice way to spend the afternoon, but I think it's going to take me all day. It's definitely not a track that you do fast. slightly further along again now, and the track's actually opened up a little bit. It's reasonably smooth again. Still not riding very fast, but the scenery is still nice though. It's a bit, I can see farms on either side of me though, so we're probably getting out of the denser part. Getting a bit puffed pushing myself through this kind of trail though. So I'm finally approaching the first town of the trail. It's completely changed scenery. We're now in farmland. There's farms over there. The track is more just like riding on a gravel road, more than the sort of rough trail that it was before. Very shortly, I think this town is called Glenfine or something like that. I'll check when I get in there. And I think it stays a bit easier the rest of the way, hopefully. Alright, this is the town of Glenfine. It's about 2 farms and another building, and that's the whole town. So I think there's not much here. I'm going to have to keep going to Cobden before we find any meals or anything. It's getting quite windy today, but I'm pushing ahead. Hopefully it's still nice and sheltered on the track. Noisy road next to me, I hope you can hear me. Alright, I'll keep going on the road. As we continue on from Glenfine on to Cobden, after a little while the landscape opens up into open farmland. We've got no more bush around us at the moment. We're just riding on what's really just like a car track. So nearly in Cobden. Okay, the trail has reached Cobden, but it doesn't actually go through the town. It goes sort of around the outside, does a bit of a dogleg along the streets for a little bit, and then goes through the golf course. So that's where I am right now. I'm in the middle of the golf course. There's trees on each side of the trail, but then beyond the trees there's all golf course. Won't be going into the town right now. On the way back I probably will, and I'll see if I can find some food and take a few photos. And this is the end of the line. The trail just meets up to the road here, and then from here the signage is still there pointing you down the roads the rest of the way to Camperdown, which is about another, I think, 11 kilometres. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to turn around and ride the trail back. It has been a good trail though. 2 extremely different sections. From Timboon to Glenfine was very dense, almost looks like rainforest there, and definitely mountain bike country. You wouldn't want to try a normal bike, you're just not going to have a very good day with that. And then the rest of that just opens into farmland and very smooth. You could do it on any hybrid easily enough. So how would I sum it up all together? Well, the condition of the trail is from this end point down to Glenfine is just like any other rail trail. It's pretty flat, pretty easy to ride on, not too hard. From Glenfine the rest of the way to Timboon though, that's the tricky bit. But as far as the surroundings go, that's the best bit too. The part from here down to Glenfine is just farms, lots of cows. It's lined on both sides by trees, but you can still see that you're not in the bush really. But further down, it's just a fantastic scenery. Lots of railway history there, lots of bridges still in place. Some of them restored, some of them not, but all still look good, and it's really nice to see them. Yeah, it's a pretty good track. I would do it again, but I'd probably only do the first section. And you could even do that as a day hike, really. I mean, it's about 9 kilometres each way from Timboon to Glenfine. It's worth it like that. Yeah, so that's about it. Hope you enjoyed seeing this trail.